¿Cree usted en los fantasmas?
Si su respuesta es no, puede que esté a punto de cambiar de opinión.
Ay, compa. What's wrong with you?
De un objeto volador no identificado.
Welcome back to the Horrified Bean Podcast. Take two. We forgot to record the camera. We forgot to start recording.
No. Not we.
Listen, just so you know what we were talking about in the first part, on the first try, it's stupid. I'm going to report the important part.
It's not stupid. We were talking about
Just
the black
to recap.
community.
Just to
Be
recap.
ignorant.
Just to recap. If you know who Emmett Till is, please drop a comment and a like. This isn't my usual one.
All right, just to recap, Matias, we started the first video, the first spooky video, right? Matias is going to drop it here in this section.
That shit's ass.
Pause for Matias's video.
All right, now I want to do the next one, though. So this next one, this one has to do with kids. And I have kids.
Diddy.
And having kids is scary sometimes because shit like this happens. I don't know what the fuck I gotta do. But look, hey, just watch the video. This is pretty creepy.
Alright, he's learning how to use the force.
No, but look.
Did he go?
Here's the thing is though, look at the way he gets dragged though. It doesn't seem like he's trying to do it on purpose. Look,
At first, I thought he was just mule kicking and shit.
at first I thought it was like a video being you recorded backwards. But look at the way everything happens. The way he's trying to grab into that pillow, and he starts crying.
Yeah. That's
Poor
what
kid.
That's so fucking sad. And the thing is though, the saddest part about this is not even that it just happened once, but it kept happening multiple times. And the mom said that the kid ended up developing this type of like mental like trauma and fear for like sleeping like that in his bed or even in that room. And so they said that room always gave him bad vibes. And so they had to move him over.
Can you rewind the video to the beginning, please?
Yes. We gotta analyze this.
Watch.
Okay.
Pay attention.
No, it's kind of hard to see because the blanket is on top of him, but it's because he had his foot hanging off the bed. You know you're not supposed to do that. You expose yourself to all the
Yeah,
demonic-
yeah,
Oh, look at
yeah.
the snake.
Maybe instead, this is the first thing I'm gonna teach my kids, bro. Do not let one of them legs sleep out, bro. Them dogs are out. You're getting pulled.
I'm sucking.
Yes, that too.
I hang my ass off the bed.
We'll suck your toes. Yes. Like you sleep like that, and you see Jacko get up under the fucking bed, and he's like, still sucking on that bitch. Slurping that bitch.
bare ass shit.
So now that we're talking about this kids and shit, we've heard that.
No, we're not.
Hey,
We're not.
I want to talk about this specific kid in the video. So say we heard that you might want to have a kid. How's that going? Do you really want to have a kid?
I want to have
He's
a
scared.
kid, but
You're a pussy. You scared?
Pussy.
He's
I
pussy.
want to continue the
Pussy.
bloodline, right? I'm scared of these hybrids that we're gonna create, though, because my wife, unfortunately, isn't Mexican.
Oh my! What? How'd she never hear Okay, for people who are watching this, we always hang out like this and shit. And he said the most out of pocket shit about his wife, and she never fucking listened to any of this. It's crazy.
Exactly. She has selective hearing.
She like to hear.
She's watching a show about Mormons. Like,
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I'm
But
looking over there because they're kind of all bad.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
fun as shit.
32, bro? She was like 25.
No.
fuck.
No, hey, let's go back. All right. But yeah, you're trying and shit. You really want to have a
I
kid.
want to have a kid.
So now,
right?
big question: if anything like this were ever to happen to your kid, and you saw it through the baby monitor, your kid just gets pooped, what would you do?
I give it away.
What would you do?
Let him have it.
So you
man.
give it away. What about you?
Yeah, I guess rid of the demon.
Definitely posting him on eBay.
You keep attracting demons.
Yeah.
What about you? What about you?
If my kid got dragged like that,
Yeah, what you do?
I'll see how far this ghost goes, man.
Oh my god, what? The? He just slammed his kid in the fucking
He's
room.
gonna come in every night and mark it down.
Oh, you're improving.
Oh, 3 feet this time. That was better than last week.
He has like we go to his house and the floor's like marks of where he landed each time.
My kid don't want to wake up for school and be like, hey, go get him.
Look, I was getting pretty good, man. He's strengthening that arm.
All right. So now this next one, this one is multiple. This one is split in like 4 videos, short videos. But I'm gonna explain to you exactly kind of like how it starts because she doesn't really get into it. But basically, this girl moves into like I think it's a new apartment or house. I think it's an apartment. But she says that something has followed her there, and she's not like oh she believes in ghosts or anything. But she said that ever since she moved there, she heard and seen things that sometimes she says it's just not normal and doesn't make sense.
Is that blonde one right there?
Yeah, that right there.
She's like a
she's on
fucking
meth.
junkie.
No, she just has makeup, I think. I thought she was a med too. I'm like, just definitely a crackhead, but no, look.
I'm gonna tell you a ghost story. It's a true ghost story. And I believe that whatever it is has followed me here. I'm on the phone with my stepdad today, right? And he goes, "Who's there with you?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Who's there with you?" I was like, "No one, why?" And he's like, "Who's that guy talking?" I'm like, "I'm here completely alone. What do you mean?" He's like, "There's a man talking, like just as loud as you right now." And I was like, "I don't hear anything." And then he said it stopped.
With another man, now she's actually going through
I thought the same thing. So she's like, for those who I'm gonna put the video. Obviously, you guys don't know what happened, but she basically talked to her dad, and her dad told her like, "Hey, who's that talking over you behind you?" And so she's like, "I'm alone, and there's someone talking to her." So like, there's somebody talking, next to her. She can't hear it. So shit like that keeps happening, and she gets like freaked the fuck out of all this stuff. Now watch this one. Watch this one. This is the one. Hold on. Like, no, this one here. This look talking. Watch.
The only other like weird-ish thing to note is I've been hearing like loud noises.
Baby oil.
Did that shit open?
Yeah, it's open by itself. Watch.
the doorway, so
Yeah. But watch. Look, she's talking. She doesn't even. And it's just slowly opening.
He's getting the Lori's seasoning salt. The black one.
No, she's cooking. She's cooking unseasoned chicken. He's like, hey, put some shit on that. Yeah.
What you got in here? Damn, nothing.
It's one of my ghost brothers going for a snow bunny.
No, but then then she ends up saying that she ends up like every night she ends up like seeing these scratches in her window, and sometimes it spells something, but it doesn't seem like it's in English, and so she like sees like sigils being like scratched into her windows, and like you can barely see it, but she puts the light onto it, and you can clearly see. I'm gonna find the picture. I'll put it right here. But like she has weird writings on her windows, and she says that and she like touches it, tries to wash it off. You can't take it away because it's from outside. And
Does
she
it
said
say
that
like blood or crip?
no, it's just like I said sigils. No, but like blood. But then like she said that she at night she hears like someone is just like slowly like tapping on the windows, like creepy as fuck. And then sometimes like literally just scratches.
Lagoon and hard.
Yeah, bro wanna go in the house, But yeah, that's basically her story.
But
I don't know what else she.
The question is,
update.
do y'all believe that ghosts can follow you anywhere?
Yes.
Yes, I feel.
so.
Especially with a lot of hate and remorse and regret or anything like that in your heart. It goes
In your
to
heart,
follow you.
really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that story about your what's that? With the chains?
My dad, yeah, my dad.
Yeah. Oh, say it again because I don't think people remember this.
What is it? He started speaking in tongues. I didn't hear him.
He went hillbilly for a second.
My daddy.
My daddy, my papa. So what was the story again? So what was the?
So
Story.
I vaguely remember the story. They might know a little bit more detail too.
Yeah.
But essentially, my dad, he's got a lot of demons and shit going on with him. So I guess he had a dream where he was held down by chains, just dragging hard, and he can hear the chains dragging down the hallway. Like he was half awake and hear chains coming down the hallway.
No.
Or something like that.
That's not.
What was it?
It was my mom and dad were in like a big fight, like arguing at each other and shit in the living room. They were just going back and just so much negative energy, right? And then like my dad started storming off and he started walking down the hallway to the bedroom, and that's when he heard like chains dragging behind him. And he was like turned around to my mom. He was like, "What the fuck was that?" My mom's so mad. I was like, "What you talking about?" I don't
Why'd
give a
you
fuck. Yeah,
you
shut the
bitch?
fuck up.
Yeah.
So, no, I swear to God, I heard chains, and my mom was like, "Es el pinche diablo, it's the devil following you, right? It's the devil trying
yeah.
to drag you down, some shit." He was like, "No, I know we just fought, but we gotta come to bed."
Hey, time out real quick.
Pause the fight. Cheers.
Time out.
Peelos. Hold up, cut the cameras. No.
But that means that's more like that's not really ghost that's more like demon wise.
Yeah, but
Some has to be a lot stronger to
But
follow you.
see, like I said, like you can either drag it from some place, or you can have it on like you can like invoke it without even knowing about it. Because like I've heard a lot of stories of people where like they get really pissed or something, and like something paranormal happens that they never experienced anything paranormal, but because they're in the moment of like just angry of like actual
Pure
hate,
negativity.
yeah,
Yeah.
and despise for this other person or something, they end up invoking something. And Loki, that I might believe in, because like a lot of stories happen like that, and that I heard around family members and shit. But it's fucking weird, dude. It's creepy. But that reminds me of something that I actually, bro. I think you might have heard about it. This is the time for people who keep up with the podcast. If you guys remember that one story when me and him ended up, and one of our best friends ended up seeing something or whatever.
Yeah.
So within that time period, there's one point where I was alone in the house. My family was gone, and nobody was there. You were fucking somewhere, and I wanted you to have to come back because I was scared. But I remember,
at home.
yeah, and yeah. But the thing is, though, that day I went to my room. You don't know my room, right? You know how it is. It's like in the middle of the house. It's dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad's house.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
yeah. You both know that room. And for those who don't know, that room is like in the middle of the house where everything is really dark. You can barely hear anything going around the house, and also like the heat, it gets really cold there really fast. So I had that fucking heater on. It's cold, that thing. And I was like, fuck, I'm cold and I'm tired. I'm gonna lay down in my bed. I lay down in my bed, but I don't 100% believe that this is something paranormal. Maybe it's my dreams. I don't know, but something really. I started feeling something really bad, like bad vibes. And I've never been left in the house for that long, by myself. And I was trying to go to bed. I'm just sitting there, right? Out of fucking nowhere, dude. I swear to God, I was falling asleep, like going into deep sleep. I felt like my shirt just lifted up a little bit up, like somebody was trying to like pull it up. I was like, oh, I'm about to get diddy. And then I stood up, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm just thinking, I probably just dreamed that. Go back. This time, I do fall into a deep sleep. I shit you not, bro. The room got to like -0 degrees. And then I just felt like a cold ass hand. Like nobody, like it's just like on top of me.
My bad.
And I could feel, yeah. And I got up. I'm like, what the fuck? I look under the fucking bed. I look all around, like, who? I start calling for my sister, for my dad, like, who? I thought somebody was there messing with me. I low-key thought it was one of y'all. And I was like, okay, there's nobody here. What the fuck? And so I grab a blanket, I put it on top of me, I fall asleep, completely knocked the fuck out. Next thing you know, doom, somebody janks it. Like, it was right here, doom, janks it to my waist. I said, fuck this shit. I turned the lights on in every fucking room in that house. I was like, nope. I went to the living room, I just sat there. And I kept texting my dad, so where you guys at? And I just sat there, and I'm thinking, like, okay, so did I maybe, like, I moved my feet and accidentally janked it off of me, and I thought it was something, or the cold thing, maybe I had something in my head, or maybe my hand was too cold and I put it on myself. I try to find logical things about this, because like something could happen logically, but it's just too much of a coincidence for 3 things to happen that back to back that ended up scaring me. And I wasn't even like I wasn't even thinking about ghosts or any demons at all. Like I was just trying to go to bed.
I would if I was the only one in the house.
Dude, yeah. And then
I hope it's a burglar just trying to rape me, please.
Dude, when you're wishing for somebody to actually be robbing you, then you know something serious. Because, bro, and that was the time where it was going, and that's when I told my dad too. And then that's when my dad was like, "Oh, like in his." You can see that my dad's a very like he fucks around, he plays around, but he's still like a very serious dude sometimes. And when I started telling him this, he looked at me like, "Ooh," and you could see in his face they were like, "Oh shit, like this getting serious." That's when they blessed the house and whatever and did all these things on it and everything stopped. But like that's at one point I was like, there might be an afterlife and somebody trying to get my booty cheeks or something. But that shit's creepy, bro.
I would too, man. I can't blame him.
Yeah. Let me tell you. It was fucking what the fuck? Wait, what? Hold on. I just realized what he said. I would do? Okay, fuck it.
All right.
But yeah, that's it for the creepy videos.
How about that one picture of that black guy right there?
Oh, let me see. Hold on. Oh, that's not it. That's
Verse, was that
You
you?
go ahead and take
my
it.
boy. This man's mining from gold.
Hey, you gonna finish that?
So
guys want some?
how old were y'all when y'all stopped eating boogers?
What do you mean
Six.
stopped?
I haven't stopped. I'm addicted.
What are you talking
I'm
about,
an
man?
chronic addiction to
I
it.
had I got clean for a few years, but then I,
Clean.
You stop
Then
eating
I
and start
relapsed.
shooting.
and then I relapsed.
It was after
Okay.
the breakup. It really got to me.
Damn.
feeling
Oh yeah,
fine.
we lost a what's it called? A technician. We sadly lost one. Yeah, it was bad, but
It's okay. She was a bitch.
but it was about.
Are you playing taps right now, dog?
All right, so what you doing first?
Yeah,
or-
yeah. So I'm gonna talk about the Getty cabin murders.
The what?
The
Ketty
Ketty.
cabin
What I say?
murders.
Getty.
The ghetto?
Yeah.
The
Getting.
The
Okay,
Ketty.
Jacko knows about that.
Talk to us about the horror stories from the Ghetto,
The projects.
the ghetto.
The
Am I saying that
ghetto?
right?
The
Yeah,
Gehito,
the
the Gehito, the Gehito. That's how you say it, right?
Ghetto.
The Ghetto.
Ghetto.
Is it true that they roll balloontes?
Oh my god.
Blunts? Yeah, they run.
Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
roll blunts. They roll spliffs.
They
They roll
steal.
joints. Roll all stuff you can roll.
They
Such
will
a
do.
variety.
Alright, get to the story. Get to the story.
The Ketty cabin murders.
Kitty cabin murder.
Basically, between April 11th and April 12th of 1981, Glenna Sue Sharp and 3 others were brutally killed in the resort town of Ketty, California. And to this day, the murders remained unsolved. I'm not going to go too deep into it, but basically, essentially what happened was like on the morning of April 12th, 1981, Sheila Sharp returned to her home at Cabin 28 in the Katy Resorts in California from the next door neighbor's house. What the 14-year-old girl discovered inside the modest 4-room cabin instantly became one of the most macabre scenes in modern American crime history, and has come to be known as the gruesome Katy murders.
Kitty.
Inside Cabin 28 were the bodies of her mother, Glenna Sue Sharp,
Oh shit.
her teenage brother John, and his high school friend Dana Wingate. Dana's such a girl name. I was looking at it, I
Yeah.
was like, is it Dana? Dana? But it's a dude.
Yeah,
I was like,
wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I thought you said Dana. Oh, that's a bitch right there. No,
No,
no.
it's a
It's
dude.
an old dude.
Don't
Dana
dead
White.
name him. He transitioned. He's a dude now.
All right, so the 3 had been bound by medical and electrical tape and had either been viciously stabbed, strangled, or bludgeoned.
Wait, so they don't know exactly what happened? They're like, they could have been stabbed.
They
or-
got
No,
stabbed.
that's how they found them.
Oh,
They were found
okay.
stabbed, tied up, bludgeoned, freaking just.
Okay,
and
I thought
strangled.
they went into the room and like saw the fucking stabbing, saw everything. Like, I don't know what happened here. It could have been anything.
So they found these 3 bodies in there, and Sheila's sister, 12-year-old Tina Sharp, was nowhere to be found.
Oh,
Stranger still, in an adjoining bedroom, the 2 youngest Sharp boys, Ricky and Greg, as well as their friend and neighbor, 12-year-old Justin Smart, were found unharmed. They were literally in the next room
what's it happened?
when it happened, but they were like sleeping, fast asleep, didn't hear anything.
What?
In this room, when they found it, it was just blood everywhere. The bodies were moved around. They were strangled. There were signs of like struggle and stuff. But these boys were just
They were slumped.
slumped.
They, how
Sleep
deep
through
is
it.
it? Just
They're off the Cabin 28 pack, man.
No, wait, dude. Like, but how deep of a sleep are you in that you can't hear fucking family
Yo,
getting murdered?
when me
next
and
to you?
bro 300 packs deep, it gets crazy in there, bro.
They gooned so hard they gooned themselves to
Oh
sleep.
god.
But yeah, they didn't hear nothing. They didn't hear
Yeah.
nothing.
So they were what, 12 years old? You said?
12 and 13, I think.
Okay.
Okay.
And then like, but they didn't hear anything. But the people in the cabin next to them,
Did-
at like 1:30 a.m., they heard some struggles and shit. They went out like, what the fuck is going on? But they didn't think nothing of it. But how did the people in the next cabin overhear it? But the 2 little boys
Yeah, they didn't hear anything.
The boys did it.
Suspect.
That would be reason for being, you know, you suspected about doing that. Yeah,
Well, obviously you're in the next room where the murder happened too.
dude, it's just I don't know.
Oh, what happened?
I mean, and also they're of age where they have the strength to murder somebody, so they could have maybe.
At 12 years old?
There's been 5-year-olds or 6-year-olds who ended up doing something like that.
Yeah, but the gun, not like.
Yes, but still, so like now they're 13. How big? This man has been this big since he was fucking 13.
No.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, he has.
no. 13 what? We were in 6th grade? 7th
Yeah,
grade?
we were middle school.
This dude, nah.
He's been this tall,
You
has
were,
he?
you were always bigger than us, but like, I don't think.
Okay, maybe because I grew up with this man, I didn't notice how smaller he was back then. But to me, he's always been big. So, I mean, you guys are okay.
I'm
The
crying.
closest Jocker's ever been murdered somebody is when a girl almost choked on her wiener.
Okay, all right,
Thank you for calling me big in the right area, Edwin.
all right. Let's continue.
This guy right here, man, this nigga been huge in whole life. Ever since I knew him, that nigga was big.
I never, yeah, dude, I can't shit the same ever since. Just falls out, man.
You're welcome.
He's gonna wear a butt plug.
This is called bromance. Don't think anything bad about
No,
it.
it's called gay sex.
I started catching fucking strays for no reason, bro.
All right. To continue, so the Sharp family had just moved into cabin 28 the year before. Sue had just divorced her husband and brought her children. Divorced her husband and brought her children from Connecticut to Katy in Northern California.
Hot girl summer.
Ooh.
Hot girl summer. There's 6 of them: 36-year-old Sue, her 15-year-old son John, 14-year-old daughter Sheila, 12-year-old daughter Tina, and 10-year-old Rick and 5-year-old Greg were friendly with their nearby neighbors at the Katy resort. Now, the night before the murder, Sheila had slept over at a friend's house down the street. John and his 17-year-old friend Dana had hitchhiked to the nearby town of Quincy for a party, but then they returned sometime later that evening. Tina had briefly joined her sisters in the neighborhood before returning home to her mother, 2 younger brothers, and one of the neighborhood kids, Justin Smart. When Sheila returned home early next morning to find her brother, and his sister and his friend bloodied on the living room floor, she bolted back to her neighbor's house, and her friend's dad retrieved the 3 unharmed boys through the bedroom window, so they didn't have to see all that shit.
Should have made him
That was
see
in
it,
the
dude.
fucking next room.
Should have made him see it.
Yeah, so they get stronger, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a
imagine
good
like you coming home from your friends. Like I say, you just spent the night with us, and then like, all right, guys, I'm gonna go home. You go home, you just find your dad, your dogs, your sisters just brutally murdered.
Dude, no.
I made sure my PlayStation wasn't taken.
That's it. Oh my
I
god.
was everyone's like, "Oh, where's it at? Where's it at?" Oh, thank God.
Just fucking tweaking to see if he's there.
My
Jeez.
PlayStation's still here.
That shit's expensive, man. So you check on your PlayStation? You actually go back and notice it. Mother!
I want to make sure I can play some video games at the police station.
No. After you see the bodies of your family just walk in front of you, you're just there like playing. Hell no.
Yeah, you just show your mom's throat slit. Fucking your little brother's freaking jaw.
But as
off.
long as you're catching
Where's my
W's.
Xbox? Where's my Uconnect? Where's my Xbox Connect at?
Yeah, real.
So real.
Oh, they're playing Just Dance.
Probably still has a red ring of death, and you're like, we can do something about
Yo,
it.
when I got the Red Ring of Death for the first time, it was like watching someone die in front of me.
Did you cry?
I did.
No. How does that even happen?
It just got Xbox. The white version had a bad problem of overheating.
Yeah.
So when it got really hot, you get the red ring.
Oh my god.
There's no coming back from that.
Nah, pretty much, unless you just like.
That's what got me
rebuild
to
it.
PlayStation, you know, because I remember the first console though. I always had PlayStations, but the first console I got was an Xbox 360, the white one, and I remember playing that shit so much, Gears of War, all these other games. And one day, bro, I came from school, all tired, and I'm like, I just want to go to my room. I go to my room, plug it up, turn that shit on. It's turning on, and bam!
Red.
I wanted to jump over the fucking roof of my
It just
house.
started flashing.
You know, I threw my sister off the roof of the
Dude.
house one time.
I know you. Oh yeah, you did. I remember that. You told me about it. I went to your house right after it
I
happened.
don't think so. No, did you?
Yeah, you-
No, 'cause
that's what
we
you
went-
told me.
We went to the hospital afterwards.
No, but I think it was like the day after or the week after that happened, and then I see Donna, and then you're like, something bad really happened. Donna was like, and she started crying again. I'm like, oh fuck, you guys told me about
you
it.
remember that?
Well,
So
I think I remember it happening. I don't
no,
remember
we were
why.
raking the leaves outside of our house.
How does that get you from getting thrown?
Listen. We were raking the leaves outside of the house, and we made a giant ass pile. And then my little brother got on the roof, and he started cleaning out the gutters. And they were just like looking, and little kids just like, you can jump into that. See how soft it is. We jump into it, and it's obviously it's a pile of leaves, so
Yeah.
it's soft, and we're all chilling and stuff.
Mhm.
So it was fun. And then we just kept jumping off the roof. My little sister wanted to do it too. She was on the roof, but she was so scared to jump. And me being an older brother, I thought I was strong. I was like, I'll throw you into it, right? So
You can tell this is the mind of a little kid going like, I'm strong enough.
I'm strong. I can pick you up. So I grabbed her. Now she was heavy.
How
I was
did you
like,
pick her up? You're gonna push her.
no, I grabbed her. And I was like, all right, ready? 1, 2. And then like I wasn't strong enough, and like
But she also held
Sally.
back. She also like pulled back too.
yeah. She kind of resisted, and then like I threw her in her resisting. Her foot clipped the roof, and like she fell next to the pile of leaves.
She missed the concrete, thank God.
She missed the concrete. She landed on the grass, but she landed on her back, her neck, all that shit.
Oh
And
no!
then, like I was just starstruck. Edwin was down on the ground. Me and Nisha.
It was on the ground,
Yeah,
bro.
Edwin was down. Like me and Nisha were on the roof, and then we were just looking.
It
And
was
then
a
she
complete
wasn't
silence.
moving. She was like, she was like, and I was like, oh shit.
Think about this. I just think about Evan's point of view. He's raking the leaves. What the fuck?
No, I was watching it and I was like, dude. As soon as Jose started pushing her and I saw her pull back, so like she's gonna fall.
Yeah, she's chopped. She's
And then
chopped.
she fell, hit the ground, and then she just stood there, and we were all like looking at her for a second, and then Jose or one of them, either Jose or Isao on the roof, like,
Isao, when I came back after the initial shock, like I jumped off the roof. And like Isao, I remember Isao, he had his little Samsung. He was like, I don't give a fuck about my foot, threw his phone off the roof and jumped down with me. And Isao was already on the ground. And then like we were like looking at the next, she was like, Nachi, you okay? She was like,
I went up to the Nazi. I was like, the Nazi, yeah, like everybody was like freaking out. Jose was crying because he felt like it was his fault.
Yeah.
Isao was upset because he felt like it was his fault too. And then we're like, the Nazi. And Isao was crying. He's like, at top of his lungs in the neighborhood. He's like, oh my God, we killed our sister. And I was like, Isao, shut the fuck up.
yeah, at the top of his lungs, he was like, we just killed our fucking sister.
I was like, shut the fuck up. We're gonna go to jail.
She's dead.
So then I went up to her and I was like, since I was already down there, I was the first one on scene. And I was like, Denachi, you okay? And I was just tapping her. She was like, Denachi, look at me. She was just looking straight up.
Yeah, she was just like,
No
She was like mouth
way.
open, looking straight up. But like, she was still alive.
looking down.
And I was,
Heckling
yeah, I was
father.
like tapping her. I was like, Denachi, you okay? And I like everybody quiet down for a second. And I was just like,
She's like,
Nah, bro.
she got the wind knocked out.
Yes, of course.
Oh my God, we killed her.
Can you imagine if somebody heard that
You
shit?
had to be there, man. You would have been freaking
Oh,
out.
no. I
was-
get it, bro.
If it was there, yeah, I'd been scared.
Yeah,
but
same,
like,
but it's just
when you
funny,
go
bro.
over it again.
Look at her.
Oh my God, she's dead.
The first time she wasn't moving, she was just like,
Bro,
I was like,
I'm
oh
pretty-
my
did she
God.
get a concussion? Because that can happen
no,
till you get one.
we like after everything was said and done, we brought her inside. I called my mom, she was working. We were by ourselves.
Damn.
And she was pissed. She left work.
You got your ass moved?
Me and then actually went and my mom went to the hospital and like they checked her, they checked X-rays, everything. They did everything. She was fine, thankfully.
we lied to the doctor so like she was helping us clean the
Yeah,
gutters.
she was like she fell off the roof. She was helping us clean the gutters. I didn't say I threw her because I probably.
Dude, but can you imagine the thought process man went to like, I can throw it to the
Bruh,
fucking
all I'm imagining is like,
Dude, I was doing like 10 push-ups a day. I was like, I can do it.
all I'm imagining
Oh.
big ass pile of leaves,
You just,
and all of a sudden there's a body fall right next to the leaves.
you 100% missed that shit, bro. Like you clearly know she hit that shit hard. Oh my god, dude! But that's fucking wild,
That was
dude.
terrifying, dude.
All right,
Hell no.
back to the story.
Oh, I'm fucking crying right now, dude. That shit's so fucking funny. Oh my God.
You had to be there.
Like this man's head, like she is done for. Oh my
You
god.
had to be there.
I wish. No, I don't want to experience that. I don't want to experience that. Go ahead. Go
All
ahead.
right, so the murders had been notably violent. Investigators were called about an hour after Sheila had discovered her slain family. Deputy Hank Clement was the first one to arrive on scene, and he reported blood just everywhere. On the walls, on the bottom of the victim's shoes, on Sue's bare feet.
That's Jackals right there.
The bedding in Tina's room, the furniture, the ceiling, the doors, everywhere. The back
Damn.
steps, everywhere.
The motherfucker did that shit on purpose.
Fucking just tore them up.
Damn.
And the prevalence of blood suggested to investigators that the victims had been moved and rearranged from like the original positions where they died or got
Oh
killed. So
damn.
the dude was like, whoever did it, there shit was like 2 people, but whoever did it fucking moved them around.
damn, dude.
And that's the family.
Here's the picture.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fucking sad. Damn, that's fucking crazy. Shut the fuck up.
That's probably what happened. They were just two kids were goofing off, and they killed one. Fuck, we got killed the rest of it.
Have you seen that video? Have you seen that video of like these two kids like on Facebook or Instagram Live in the bathroom playing with like their uncle's gun?
Oh yes, and one,
And then like she's like
Yeah.
pointing it to her little brother's head and like accidentally shot him.
and then she
And
ends
then
up
shoots
killing
herself.
herself.
Killed herself.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, I seen that. That shit was wild.
Then I remember what really got me is like the people outside open the door. She sees it and fucking goes crazy, bro. Like, dog, this is why you do not play with firearms, dude. Learn firearm safety
Keep them
and
locked
don't
up.
fuck with it, bro.
When if you have kids in the house, keep your firearms
Bro,
locked up.
lug that shit up, put it away where nobody knows that except you, cause bro, that shit is serious.
I love guns, but gun safety is important.
Yes,
too.
sir.
Buy teach your cats about gun safety too.
Yes, your
cats.
cats can actually kill
They
you.
actually have a book at Barnes and Noble. Check it out.
They do, for real.
Yeah, I have the book.
He's like, just in case.
It says how to-
Snowball be plotting on me, bro.
Yeah, how to teach your cats about gun safety, and it talks about other things like sex and drug use and shit.
How is that gun safety?
It's like a I don't know, like a simile or something to like how to talk to your kids about it.
Okay, so
But it's about cats.
yeah. Oh my god. All right, go ahead.
So young John was closest to the front door, face up, his hands blood covered and bound with medical tape. His throat had been slit. His friend Dana was on the floor beside him on his stomach. His head was badly damaged as though bashed in with a blunt object and laid partially on the pillow. And he had been manually strangled. So they beat his head in and then they strangled him.
What the
But
fuck?
this is the
Damn.
dude's friend, bro. Imagine some dude had beef with the family and you were just there as collateral. Like, I was
So you gotta watch out who you
like,
hang out
like
with.
you were at
low-key.
Jocko's place, just hanging out, and then like a drive-by shooting happens because his family's gang affiliated.
Hey, he's brown. It's a possibility. Why do we always target Jack as an example of what some hood shit
It's
can happen?
easy, man. Black people are the easiest.
You make it so easy for us, man.
I don't know. My
And you know what's
melanin.
and you know what's crazy? That all four of us grew around shit like that, just like you did. So
Yeah.
it could apply to any of us. You like the black person can happen to it more often. Not stupid. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Racist.
His ankles were also tied with electrical wire, which was wound also around John's ankles, so that they were like the two were connected. So like the two kids, the brother or the son and the best friend, like they were tied together by
Like
the ankles.
like Seinfeld, like they're
No,
they're.
she
Remember-
was- what? Go ahead.
Remember that time during New Year's when Pinky's was born, and me and you tied a string around both our ankles so we could try to walk three-legged,
Oh yeah.
and then we couldn't get it off.
It was like a shoelace or something. We tied it so tight, like we ran, and then like we couldn't get it off.
Oh, y'all stuck.
And then we had to get a grown up, and he came out drunk as shit with a knife and cut it.
Oh.
That's the same. That's the responsible adult. behavior.
He's like, come here. With a knife.
Accidentally stabs Jose. Oh, my
I'm not
bad.
gonna stab you.
Their uncles, like drunk uncles, like he was like, I'm gonna cut your foot off. No, te voy a quitar la pata por pendejo.
That's so. Oh no.
And Sheila's mother had been covered partially with a blanket, though that had done little to hide her gruesome injuries. On her side, the mother of five was naked from the waist down, tightly gagged with a bandana, and her own underwear secured with gagged by a bandana and her own underwear down her throat, and was secured with medical tape. She had injuries consistent with the struggle, and had an imprint of the butt of an .88 pellet gun. And on the side of her head, like her son, her throat had been cleanly cut.
Damn.
I think they got robbed by some dude with a fake gun because it was a pellet
Yeah,
gun.
it's a pellet
They
gun.
make
Yeah.
some metal ones. That one has a metal revolver that looks real shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's some. Walter had one. Walter had one, and I remember we were in a public space. He never told us about it, and he just whipped it out. He's like, "Look what I got, dude." Me and the other dudes were like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" Because it looked and it was weighted. It weighted like it was a real gun, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I'm packing now." And I'm like, "What the fuck? Where'd you get this?" Like, I bought it from some dude. I'm like, he made the most credible backstory because he said it with the most like serious face. We were like, okay, we're getting the fuck out of here. And then he's like, nah, bro, look. And he showed us like it was pellets. I'm like, you fucking bitch. Let's just scare the fuck out of
I
us.
remember I
Look.
was at my neighbor's house and like for like a quince practice, and we were like all chilling in the living room,
Mhm.
and I was hanging out with like the quince girl's older brother,
Ooh,
and he was
us.
into airsoft guns,
Mhm.
and they all look real. They're like
Yeah.
metal guns. And he's like, check it out, I have guns. Like, oh shit, are these real? So now they're BB guns. I always go airsoft, and I was like, oh, that's dope. And like he pulled the trigger, and it's like it's air,
Mhm.
CO2 air, and it's just like
Oh,
it shoots.
shit.
And he didn't have any BBs in it, but it made the sound.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, watch this. he busted in. He went to the living room. He busted the door open. And he was like, fuck you, motherfucker," and he started shooting. Everyone was like,
I remember that.
Yeah.
Can you imagine your homie you
I watch this.
Box
Watch
in your
this.
room.
Quick trauma.
Oh shit.
like 13 and
No,
shit.
bro, stupid shit just always happens when we're like fucking 14, 15.
When
That's
dying on
crazy.
someone with PTSD real quick.
Oh no.
Alright, so all the victims had suffered blunt force trauma by hammers or a hammer or hammers. They had also sustained multiple stab wounds. A bent steak knife was found on the floor. A butcher knife and a claw hammer were also bloodied and were side by side on a small wooden table near the entry of the kitchen. And then it would take the police hours to realize that a fourth victim, Tina, just like the little girl, wasn't found. But eventually, like years later, they found like the skull of her.
No.
Someone found it, and yeah,
dude.
that girl got too.
How old was she?
Gosh, fucking.
She was.
She was a little baby. I think she was like 2
it was
years
like
old.
the one in the picture.
One of them in the picture. Here it is,
Little one?
like,
I'm
no,
just-
she was 12 years old.
Still, bro.
I'm
still
so curious how
preteen. That's-
the two boys survived all that.
See, that's what keeps getting me because like a lot of people
Especially
keep
if
saying
these
that.
bodies were moved
Yes, like,
constantly.
and that's a little. So I feel like they didn't. You can tell like by the way you're describing this crime,
They didn't
it
care
wasn't
about the
really
kids.
thought. It wasn't really thought through. Like it was just like a the like
Heat of the
spur of the
moment.
moment, and like they probably after they did it, they realized what they were trying to like maybe like, oh, how about we do this so he looks like this, or like maybe we just drag him out, and they never did it. And they just didn't like let's pretend to be asleep, and they just left the bodies there. Like, it could be a possibility, but who knows, man? It just feels like it just feels like something just happened and it wasn't well thought. That's what I think.
So that's basically what happened. Like, it's unknown who did the murders. It's theorized that Sue, had just divorced her husband, and one of the kids that were spared in the other bedroom,
Mhm.
one of the friends, Smart, his name was, his dad and like Sue's ex-husband were like friends, and he wanted to get revenge on her.
Yeah.
So that was the thing. They went and go just kill the whole
It-
family.
it
and
makes
that one
sense.
random kid.
But it was never solved.
Yeah, it was never solved.
But that
but-
was what was those were the prime suspects, but they could never get anything on them, like prove that it was them. And this is before
That is
DNA evidence.
Yeah.
okay. I'm about to say like with
Yeah.
that big of a crime scene and no DNA evidence being
You said,
found.
this is 1981, right?
This is freaking way the hell back when.
this is
Yeah, you
what-
said 1981.
Yeah, 81.
So
Oh.
like, yeah, it was before DNA
Yeah,
test.
hold
yeah.
on. Research when DNA like.
Yes, when
became
was
a thing.
DNA samples actually?
I thought it was.
Yeah, because I feel like
I thought
because
the
they used to
80s
use
would have had
yeah,
them.
they used to use hair back then, and it wasn't good at all.
1986.
Oh, if they were just murdered a few years,
years.
5-6 years
Yo,
later.
they would've made
DNA evidence is very recent. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I know.
And this is why thing like one thing about like cases like this that were not solved nowadays. People just go back to them and they have DNA things samples sometimes still preserved. They check them and then they actually there's been cases that have been solved and they actually found like the person who did it.
Yeah, there's
after,
a
like,
lot.
30,
There's a lot of
40
unjust
years.
people.
Yeah, and a lot of them, some of them were even incarcerated. Like because they were there or something.
Yeah.
Or like the hair thing they used to do. They used to like grab a hair they find and like grab one from you and like see if it matched, like just if it fit the right way, and then you were done for.
You know how you used to do fingerprints? Like people used to get fingerprints done all the time back then.
Uh-huh.
There was no like computer system where if you find one on the crime scene and upload it, it'll find the match for
Yeah.
you. Like they would have to like get the fingerprint match,
And
blow it
look
up,
at it.
and then go through like thousands, hundreds of thousands of fingerprints that they've taken from people all over the country. Just like analyze each detail by hand, like hold the two together, and just be like,
looks
no,
like-
that's not. No, that's how they do
I would
it.
hate that job.
But the thing is though, that's basically how it works. But nowadays the computer does it for you and more precise. But like it's still like that's a lot of work.
I don't know if it's true. I think it's just like a cop stereotype. But is it true that semen is like the most common DNA substance that they find on crime scenes? We
And
found
some-
a semen sample at the murder.
Yeah.
It was inside of a bird.
Imagine that going to a murder with post-nut clarity. All right, let me lock in.
I gotta set the mood right.
No, like, I'm just saying that could be like that's probably some ways they did it, and like and like if you really think about it, man, like I'm not even gonna try to like sugarcoat it because men are pigs, and if they are criminals, they are way worse than regular dudes, man.
I have the body of a pig.
Remember that video?
Yeah, we have not, but yeah, that's probably one. way.
Yoinking on that splink.
But it's wait, when was semen testing actually?
I'm sure that goes along.
Yeah,
Hey, let me
let's
look it up.
no. Let's use your browser.
Use your thing because I want people to. I want your wife to actually go through his history and be like, "What the fuck?"
When was semen created?
Hold on, no. I looked it up. It's like, when was semen DNA used for investigating? And then the AI overview says semen DNA analysis, also known as DNA fingerprinting.
was first used.
What?
I think that's fingerprint is just a blanket term for like.
They're basically
Yeah,
your
'cause
DNA.
I'm getting the same thing. Semen have
So
been
1986, right?
since 1980s.
So basically, it's DNA things, basically. So everything was like has
Yo,
to
that's
be
been-
weird.
You know when shit's like brand new, people don't trust it.
Yeah.
So like they're not gonna say like, yeah, we
Bust.
can't use this shit in court. Fuck
Oh
it.
yeah, they dismissed a lot of cases with DNA testing because it just started, and so like people were not relying on it. Well, nowadays, thankfully it works. They know it works and it's better.
There was a fat load next to the dead body.
And it says it's from Robert, and you're letting him go. Robert's just a chill guy. He just puts it in his pocket and leaves.
We've all busted a nut before. I mean, come on, man.
Dude, you wanna know? You wanna know a funny? How do you call it? Fact is that apparently whenever men are in like a really stressful, or traumatizing like scene or experience, sometimes you can either pee yourself, shit yourself, or in like rare cases, but it does happen, you can come.
I'd rather come.
Like there was this guy who
Case closed.
no, there was this a podcast and there was this story on the podcast that I watched where the guy said like he's like a comedian, Spanish comedian, and he said that one time he got fired when he first like started doing comedy and getting cast in movies and shows. One day, like one of the directors that he used to work with, and he used to make lots of millions of dollars at working from him. One day he said that he did something that the director didn't like, and in the middle of recording or whatever, thousands of people were around, and he goes and just smokes his ass, tell him this, that, you're a fucking this, that, and fires him in the spot. And like, you're not getting your contract, you're getting whatever, this and that. And like his career literally was over at the moment when that happened. And so like his body just reacted as like fight or flight. He got to that state of like, what the fuck? He went to the bathroom and he started crying and shit. And then he said that he looked down because he felt like he was peeing himself, but he actually came. And when that happened, he got the phone, called his doctor because he said this ain't normal. Called his doctor. This and this
like,
happened.
You
and
a kinky motherfucker.
and his doctor, no, but his doctor was like, yeah, that can happen. Traumatizing situations, stressful scenes, men can sometimes come. Yeah.
He likes that shit.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's the story that I.
Yeah,
have.
that's
What
a
you
good
got?
one. Yeah, what you got there doing?
Oh,
Fucking
God.
walking
Yeah.
in the streets in the middle of the night, some dude runs up on you, give me all your money.
Okay, here it is.
What the fuck? I said, give me all your money.
The more he asks for it, the more he comes.
Hurry up! You don't want me to shoot you, do you?
He just soaked.
I'm sorry. What would you want?
You hear the gun cock?
Moist instantaneous.
Hey, imagine you're in a Saw game, like a Jigsaw game. You're like, I want to play a game.
You and Coach chained up.
It's my self-defense. That's how I get out of shit, man. I just bust.
What's your reach?
My
Your
reach?
distance?
Yo, I'm a shooter. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a fucking shooter. There
yeah.
was one day I was just joiking it, right?
Oh my god.
And like I do it in the bathroom, because it's easy clean up in
Yeah.
the bathroom.
Yeah.
So I'm just joiking it, and
I do it in the kitchen.
Next to the stove.
on the cutting board.
Season
Yeah, like-
his food with it.
usually I have like a piece of tissue like on my thigh, and whenever I get ready, I'll grab it and like cover it. But this time I wanted to see how much distance I could cover. So I was going, joiking it.
I do the same thing.
Yeah, Loki.
Get the tissue right here on my thigh.
I tell you, it's a technique. And I was doing my thing, right? And I was getting ready. I was feeling it get closer. I don't know if it was just the video I was watching that gay porn be hitting different, but I was like, all right, bet. Whenever it happened,
Damn.
I'm like, yo. I just felt it. I felt it was running down. No, I sat there and I was like, I just gave myself a facial.
This motherfucker is the. I swear to God, this man is the first motherfucker that nutted on himself. Oh
Yeah.
God.
I can shoot pretty far, man.
Oh God.
I shot like, yo, look at that.
You didn't get in your eye.
Damn. Oh God. All right, what you got,
I know
bro?
what you got.
You talking about nut too much. It's kind of getting
All right.
sexual.
Getting horny. I mean,
I'm talking about the Black Dahlia murder. Shout out Matias. A dark icon of Los Angeles. So, on the morning of January 15th, 1947, the mutilated body of Elizabeth Short, a 22-year-old aspiring actress, was discovered in a vacant lot in the Limert Park neighborhood
Hey, these
Ahora bien,
these
pendejo.
towns are hard to fucking say.
Yeah.
of wait till you get to this other one of Los Angeles. Her body was severed at the waist and posed in a grotesque theatrical manner. Arms stretched above her head, legs spread, and a Glasgow smile carved into her face. Deep slashes extended from the corners of her mouth. The Glasgow smile is just they use a knife.
Like the Joker?
Yeah, Joker.
Damn.
Well, there's actually gonna look up a photo of the Black Dahlia murder, dude.
Wait.
It's fucked up.
You really? You can see it? Let me see.
Yeah, you can see it. Look up crime scene. You got actual real look.
Yeah, look at the crime scene.
That's
Oh,
what
yeah,
she
so-
looked like.
hold on.
No.
Hold on.
Look at this. Just give you bands.
Look up the actual crime scene.
crime scene, motherfucker. Damn.
You can do Reddit too. Look on Reddit.
Un cinturonazo? All right.
While Jose looks that up,
Oh fuck! There it is.
No, it's covered in the blanket. There's one where like.
Did you take the blur
look
off?
up Reddit. It's on
Oh, there it
Reddit.
is. There it is. There it is.
Where?
There it is. Right there.
Where?
Right there.
Nah, that's not it.
Look up Reddit, dummy.
What is that?
What is that?
Reddit.
We're gonna play Reddit 50-50. All right.
you have to go on the website.
Go to website,
Go
dumbass.
to
Not
the
the pictures.
website.
God damn shit. Oh.
Bro, if you don't hurry up, I'm about to fucking bust.
Okay. Yeah. No. Just.
Oh,
I'm waiting. Yes, I'm waiting. Damn.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, she's fucked up, dude.
What the fuck?
Holy
Move to
shit.
the right. Good. Move to the right. All right.
Yeah, stay right there.
No, stop. like, look, go to the right. There's more pictures. Yeah. Damn.
You got a
I
bush.
mean, ew.
Dude, stop. That's fucking. No, dude, stop.
Damn. Oh yeah. See the smile? Like they cut her cheek to
Oh
cheek.
my god. And they cut her in half?
Yeah.
That's what severed
That's
means.
what I said, man.
That's what severed means.
That's what I said. Verbatim.
Holy shit. That's actually her, though? Dude, this is their person.
They ripped the nipple off of this one.
What the
Look at that face. See?
fuck?
That shit.
The body was completely drained of blood and scrubbed clean, indicating that she had been killed elsewhere and deliberately placed in the lot. The precision of the bisection suggested that her killer may have had surgical or medical knowledge, leading to some investigators consider physicians or mortuary workers as suspects.
Damn, dude.
Do you want to know a little bit about Miss Elizabeth Short? Or
No, fuck that bitch.
All right, let's
Get to
get
the crime. Get to the crime. What are the crime?
So to the crime scene, a grim tableau. On the morning of January 15th, 1947, at approximately 10 a.m., a local housewife named Betty Bernsinger was walking with her young daughter in a quiet residential area of Limert Park,
Yeah.
south of Los Angeles. As she passed a vacant lot in the Northern Avenue between 39th and Coliseum Street, something in the grass caught her eye. At first, she thought it was a discarded mannequin due to the stark whiteness of the exposed figure. But as she drew closer, the horrifying truth became clear. It was a nude, severed body of a woman, posed grotesquely in an open field. The victim's condition: the body was cut cleanly in half at the waist. Just in case for those who can't see the photo, look it up on Reddit. It's on Reddit. Guarantee it.
Oh, you can post them up there.
Nah, he definitely
Put it on the
can't.
video.
We're not monetized.
Like we can.
You can do viewer discretion advised.
I can put it on, but I can kind of like I can blur some things so they can still get the idea what's going on. But
You got to blur the whole thing, dude.
all right, I'll post that shit in there.
Just blur out the bush.
Yeah.
Or just look it
Yeah,
up.
that's
You
the
guys
problem.
can just look it up. You know, you hardcore
just
fucking
look
Orphan
it up.
Pass.
It's- if
Look
you-
it up.
Just know,
Viewer
viewer
discretion advised.
It's very gruesome and it's not meant for all of you guys.
So the body was cut
Hits you
in,
hard.
cleanly in half at the waist with a technique known as hemocorporectomy.
So that's a style.
Yeah, it's a method taught in medical schools during that
That's
era.
like Adidas.
That's my style right there.
Brands.
The cut was made between the second and third lumbar vertebrae. And if you don't know where the lumbar vertebrae is, down here.
Puta madre.
With no signs of damage to the
Yeah.
internal organs, suggestion surgical precision. Oh, speaking of internal organs, they took them out.
Yeah, you can
they
see the
like
picture.
hollow.
Yeah.
I think she still got a spleen though.
No, bro, they fucking.
The body was completely drained of blood, leaving the skin a pallid white. Sharon Williams. There was no blood at the scene, indicating that Elizabeth Short had been killed elsewhere and transported to the lot. The corpse has been scrubbed clean, most likely with gasoline, to remove any forensic evidence such as fingerprints or trace materials.
Take notes.
So they
Take
knew this happened in 1946 or something like that.
notes. Before DNA.
1947.
Mhm.
So they knew about DNA, but those motherfuckers didn't, and they
That's-
still got
yeah.
away with it.
Yeah.
The body was blah blah. Her arms were raised and bent at right angles above her head, and
Don't shoot, officer.
her legs were spread apart. Her mouth had been slashed from ear to ear, creating a grotesque Glasgow smile. Rope marks were visible on her wrists, ankles, and neck, suggesting prolonged restraint and possibly torture. There were multiple lacerations and cuts across her body, including where flesh had been removed. Parts of her thighs and breasts had been sliced away,
Mm.
as you saw in the photo.
Yeah.
And some of the mutilations appeared post-mortem, though others were likely inflicted while she was still alive.
Yeah.
They said her smile, that gash right there, was made while she was still alive.
Oh, can you imagine that?
Mm.
Fuck that.
You don't have to imagine here.
Nah, get the fuck out.
The placement of the body was deliberate, posed rather than discarded. The upper and lower halves were spaced approximately a foot apart, and her intestines were tucked neatly beneath her buttocks.
Shifted.
So like this motherfucker wanted them to find the body then.
Yeah.
Cause he
Yeah.
like staged it perfectly. Like
He put it in the park.
Or she.
or she, yeah.
They put it
They,
in the
damn.
park. It's
It put it in the park.
Them. Energy.
He does that all the
her
time.
face was turned towards the sky, her expression grotesquely fixed by the mutilation. The display seemed theatrical, almost as if the killer wanted the scene to shock, provoke, or even be admired for its macabre artistry. Macabre. Macabre.
Ew.
No personal belongings were found at the scene. No purse, clothing, or identification. Police were initially unable to identify the victim, and her identity was only confirmed later through fingerprint analysis, which matched a prior arrest and job application record. So this woman, victim, was dead. So the immediate aftermath was the crime scene quickly drew a crowd. Within hours, police reporters and curious onlookers arrived. And
Curious
the area-
onlookers, creepers.
I'd be like,
Yeah.
oh, let me get a shout out.
Not bad. It's crazy. Can I get the lower half?
Can I take that leg home?
And the area
Somebody
became
put a-
chaotic.
Somebody finds the nipple, takes it, put it in his pocket, and
Oh,
leaves.
God,
The lack of proper perimeter control, a common problem in the 1940s crime scene, likely compromised potential evidence. Photographers snapped gruesome images of the body, some which ended up in newspapers, contributing to the sensationalized nature of the case. The Los Angeles Examiner ran a series of lurid headlines, some exploiting and distorting Elizabeth Short's life history, further fueling public fascination and misinformation. They were talking about shit like she was a whore, she was a crack
Oh,
whore,
they threw
this,
shit
that,
on her.
yeah,
They're saying that's why happened. That's what that happened for.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
'cause
I mean,
Getting cut in half is
no,
obvious
it's just back
punishment.
then. I feel like people were still really
Witch!
machista.
Sorry.
Yeah, yeah, probably. Yeah, who knows, man? You know.
Veteran homicide detectives were stunned by the brutality and the precision of the crime. It didn't resemble a typical rage killing or a crime of passion. It felt methodical, clinical, and staged. Theories emerged immediately, perhaps a surgeon, a mortician, or someone familiar with anatomy and post-mortem handling. Others speculated that it was work of a sadistic killer seeking infamy.
Mhm.
The crime scene remains one of the most disturbing and carefully constructed in LAPD history, and the killer's boldness in leaving the body in the public place suggests that both confidence and desire for a spectacle.
Fuck.
About it.
Yeah, like so like I feel like back then a lot of serial killers were on the loose and they were so hard to catch because the lack of like being able to find them with DNA testing and all that shit. So like crimes back then were just wild, dude. Like I haven't heard about anything that crazy nowadays like that continually happen because they catch them right away. But it's
Well,
just
they could still happen today. It's just
Yeah, but
they
you find them
don't
faster.
do it for spectacle.
yeah.
Like if you notice in the crime scene pictures, me and Edwin, we've seen we listened to a podcast about this murder, and when trying to find the killer, right? They just like how they killed him and whatnot, and it's stated that she was raped.
She was
And-
raped.
Yeah, and the killer has some kind of fetish
Mhm.
about seeing his penis inside of the victim.
What the
So
fuck?
if you notice in the photo, if you go to her lower half,
Oh,
there's an opening right here. that
right
the-
above the
yeah,
the entrance.
because the killer raped her and wanted to see his penis go inside of it. So
What
he
the
cut that
fuck?
section open, and to
So was this an act of necrophilia then? Like she did it while she was dead?
I don't remember if they did. If you guys do, listen to the Black Dahlia podcast.
Write
They do
this
a great
down, write
job.
this
They do
down.
a great job in covering the whole thing. Last
shout out.
podcast on the left, shout out, golden ass podcast. But yeah, they do. They go really into detail about like the actual killing, and I remember hearing that part about it. That's why there's a hole on top of it.
Damn, I was
Where I
wondering
can
why
see the
he
penis.
like stabbed her specifically
Yeah,
right
like
there.
this section there, I think she had a tattoo which they cut off. They cut off a nipple. Oh shit!
That's
fucking just
fucked up,
crazy shit.
dude. So like, does he like take those pieces of her body like trophies? Doesn't he? Like,
Yeah, that's
that might be
typically
the.
what serial killers do. But I
Yeah.
think this is an isolated kill.
That would have been his MO. Like did he like did you hear about any other crime that was just done exactly like that or had similarities around
I
where
can't
this
remember.
happened
No,
or
I don't remember.
no? Well, because like sometimes it could be like a one-time thing, or it could have been like keep happening. We just didn't make a connection.
Mm.
But sometimes when shit like that happens, often like similar things happen on each body that they find. It most likely is a serial killer. But that's scary to know though.
Hey,
Like
man, the most notorious serial killers we have caught still haven't found all their bodies.
but yeah, there's a lot of people that
So,
you don't
like,
know about it. So
We might find the ones that were put on spectacle and shit for show, but there's still a lot of them out that we don't know about.
yeah,
Jocko, if you were a serial killer, what would be your calling card?
My calling card?
Yeah.
is MO basically?
MO, your MO.
Yeah, MO, yeah.
What does MO stand for?
Modus operandi.
Huh?
Modus operandi.
Yeah.
It means the way you operate, like what you do.
What would yours
murder.
be?
How the fuck did you know that? Anyways.
I watch a lot of crime
Um,
podcasts and series and stuff.
I'll only kill male victims, right? And basically, my MO would be I will like take your nutsack and I will butterfly it open.
Oh my god!
So like I make a small incision in the middle of it, and then I'll just flip your whole nutsack inside out.
The fact that you had that on the top of your head.
So it's
I
like,
got one
so
on
it's like
Tuesday.
a blood eagle, but it was like a
Yeah.
blood butterfly.
Yeah, except with your nuts. A blood.
Jeez.
Yeah.
What's yours?
Me? I never thought about this, but fuck, I don't know. Like, take their nails off or
I'll
something?
probably,
Oh,
I'll probably
faggot.
take off their jaws and their eyes.
What the fuck is wrong with you that you fucking have an M already?
Just take it.
What about you?
Or I was thinking doing that or Colombian neckties.
What is that?
Oh my god,
You-
yeah,
you-
Colombia.
You
Don't.
slit someone's neck.
Don't
and
look
then
it
you'll
up.
pull their tongue from their mouth through their neck.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
That's called a Colombian necktie.
Yeah. What about you? What would you be your MO?
It'd probably be it probably take a long time to do, but you'll have to probably Demogorgon their head.
Oh,
that'd be
my
insane.
god.
They just like slice it like this.
Jeez.
I'll
this.
sign my name.
Okay, I see it. Look, actually, like I can see why
Jose.
serial killers are made because that sounds pretty cool. I want to see that.
What the fuck is going wrong with you guys? What?
That's kind don't take it. He's
So
already
if
called.
you
If you see
guys,
that happen, it's me.
so if any of these things
You better
happen, it
not
was
take my
him.
shit. It's copyright.
This is evidence that if you find something, it's one of these.
Inside out nutsack. I'm the first one.
That's scary, dude. No, dude, like shit's like now, like with things that are happening right now. Now that we're talking about most of this fucking the fucked up thing was happened to a woman. And so like not too long ago, apparently one of the famous Mexican TikToker, I don't know, I forgot her fucking name, but I'll put it right here. She had a bunch of she's like a TikToker, and she did I think OF and Instagram. And
Oh,
she-
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
yeah, and she like ended up like she ended up basically what they're saying that police found this information is that she's been talking to like like a gang member, and this gang member basically gave her stuff like gift, phones, clothing, cars, shoes, whatever. And apparently like she started to like hang out with other dudes, being on podcasts and shit with other dudes, and apparently that dude didn't like it, and so he got jealous. And when it comes to like a gangster or something, when they get jealous, now that shit's crazy. Because he ended up going to one of her live streams and seeing that she was there, and I found out where she was like taking this thing. She was in like a salon or something.
She got stream sniped.
Yeah, she got stream sniped by a fucking gangster, and apparently, what they're saying is that maybe her friend was in on it, because this live stream you can find it online, but it's very gruesome. It's really gruesome, and a lot of platforms are taking it off. So you might not find it, but if you do, just don't. I say don't watch it. But you can see in the stream like she sees somebody outside, and she starts talking to her friend, talks to whoever person is right there in front, and she like pauses the music or whatever that she's listening to, and that's when it happens. You just hear Clip just dum 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 being empty on her, and you just in the stream you just see her like being stood up, and then just and then go limp, and then while she's limp, like 3, 4, 5 shots go in there.
The first shot went into her titty.
Yep, and then like basically like the phone falls back, and you can see the friend just sitting there, like looks at the camera, grabs the phone, and shuts it
At
off.
first, when I saw the video, I thought it was her doing it. I was like, "What the fuck?"
No,
It looked like her.
No, it's just her other friend, but they both have blonde hair, and so like basically like you can see like if it was like a drive-by or like somebody was spraying, that friend would probably get nicked by a bunch of that shit. And so the fact that it was just that girl and the friend just turned off the stream, and I think she like ran away or something. They're saying that she was talks with this dude and ended up coordinating this thing. And so like sadly she died away, and she died on the spot, and they couldn't save her, and she passed away. But like it's still crazy. Like they kind of said it was like that could have happened, and that maybe it was the gangster, because there's no evidence. Like you can see the camera from outside the salon, but it's just the car, and you can see the face, you just see her getting shot at, and it's like
Men are so pussy whipped nowadays, and it's
Yeah.
such an issue, dog.
and like it's sad it's happening, but yeah, just stay
You
safe.
let one
be
girl
safe.
get into your feelings, and your first thing you want to do is kill.
It's stupid. It's
What happened with the good old domestic violence, bro? What about the good old punching?
I knew
Like,
you were gonna do
I
something.
understand, yeah, that's mean and stuff, but mind you, would you rather get punched in the face
Shut up.
or get an entire clip empty inside of you?
Stop, dude. No, but yeah, it's
Look,
crazy
you gotta,
though.
You gotta take the lesser evil. All right.
Yeah,
I'm not
but-
saying I'm gonna stop punching.
What happened to
I'm
the
just
wife
saying,
beaters?
I'm just saying punching is a lot less effective than shooting.
you missed the husband that get off of work and go home and go to punch.
Yeah, get ready to go punch, bro. Yeah.
That's
Stress
stupid.
reliever,
No,
bro.
we do not condone any of this. But yeah, and I mean, but I think this would be a good spot to end the podcast right here.
We love you
Put in the
guys.
comments how much y'all punch our woman.
Stop. Please leave us some love in the comments. I know we haven't been posting. We really want to get back to it. We got some subscribers, even though we haven't been posting. Thank you for those new guys that have
Thank
been
you
joining
for
our
all the
podcast.
faithful ones. Thank you for all your
Yes,
love.
sir.
Thanks for sticking around.
Thanks. Please keep commenting. Comment
Also-
one letter at a time so we can get more traction, so we can pop up on the Discover pages.
Make us some
Come
money.
on.
Also, thank you for the followers on TikTok. We went from 150 to almost 400 now. We're at 387. And thank you for the 65,000 views and the 2K likes that we got on one of our most watched TikToks. It was like in 18,000. Now it's 50,000. And our other recent video also got to 5,000, 10,000 right now. So thank you guys for watching. Share our TikToks. Go follow us on Instagram, Horrified Bean Podcast, on all platforms, which is basically Facebook, Facebook, YouTube,
OF.
Instagram, OF.
Fans coming
Yeah,
soon.
Feed Finder.
We'll try to do an
Yes, sir.
exploring video,
Yeah.
wood
So-
walk, find abandoned houses.
Yes,
We're
sir.
gonna try. We got a lot of, we're grown adults. We're trying to balance our work lives.
We
know
hard.
we want
Yeah.
to.
And also, we've been lacking on the Chill Bean episodes because me and Jacko tried to record this shit. always something is fucked up, and we
the
got.
mic cut off like halfway through the
And
video.
no, and that episode was so good. We had 2 different episodes. Those 2 episodes, I watched them. Dude, this is like really fucking funny, really good. And I'm not just saying this to fucking, be like giving myself credit
Wah,
or him.
wah.
Yeah, but it's just really good. And then another fucking up. But we're gonna make sure we do something like that again, and we'll get it down to
Yes, we
you.
gotta get it.
Yes,
That was a good
and
episode we
we're-
recorded though.
We have graded. Hopefully, the sound is right here. It's 100% good now. Everything's good. So we're gonna give you really good content from now on. And just please stay tuned, leave a like, comment, and thanks for watching, y'all.
We're trying our hardest. We love you. 4 or 5 beans.
Out.